I never thought my life would end in a frozen silence. But here I am, trying to remember how everything went wrong. It all started in early 2026. I was a normal guy with a normal job, working as a technician in a small research lab. Nothing special, nothing dangerous. At least, that's what I thought. But then, the world changed fast. News about climate disasters, wars, and a deadly virus spread like wildfire. Scientists were desperate for a solution. That's when they offered me a chance. They said I could be part of an experiment, a way to preserve life by freezing people until a cure or a better future could be found. The promise was simple: freeze for 10 years, wake up in 2036, healthy and safe. I agreed. The day I was frozen, everything felt surreal. Machines hummed softly. The freezing chamber was cold but not painful. I remember the last thing I saw, the faces of the doctors and my family, waving goodbye. Then, darkness. I woke up to silence. But it wasn't the silence I expected. No alarms, no voices. Just an empty, cold room, dimly lit. The air was stale, and something felt very wrong. I tried to move, but my body was weak and stiff. It took me a few moments to understand that the freezing process had worked. I was alive. Somehow. Slowly, I got up. The lights flickered as I stood, and I could see through a small window that the outside world looked abandoned. No cars. No people. Just empty streets covered in dust and dirt. My heart raced. I looked at the date on a nearby screen. It wasn't 2036. It was 2092. Almost 70 years later. How was that possible? I thought I was frozen for 10 years. But somehow, something went wrong. Something catastrophic. I needed answers. I left the building, stepping outside carefully. The air was thick, and the sky was a strange color, a dull gray with no sun. I walked for what felt like hours. Buildings were crumbling. Nature was taking over everything. Trees grew through cracked roads. Strange creatures moved in the shadows. I was alone. And that was when I saw it. A group of people, or what looked like people. They moved with strange, jerky motions, their eyes glowing faintly in the dark. I froze in place. My mind screamed at me to run, but my body was slow. They noticed me. Who are you?" I managed to whisper. One of them stepped forward, eyes shining. "You're not like us. What happened? What year is this?" "Year? The world ended long ago. We are the last survivors." I felt a cold chill run down my spine. This wasn't just a frozen sleep gone wrong. This was a nightmare. The strange people didn't look human. Their skin was pale and almost translucent. They moved slowly, as if their bodies were broken or tired. Their glowing eyes were the only sign they were alive. I wanted to ask more, but my throat was dry. I needed water, food, something to keep me going. One of them spoke again. "You don't belong here. You're from the past." I swallowed hard. I was frozen. In 2026. I woke up just now. They looked at each other and whispered something I couldn't understand. Then, the leader said, "Follow us. We have a safe place." I had no choice. I followed them through the broken city. The silence was heavy, only broken by distant sounds, like the wind or something moving far away. They took me to an old underground bunker. The entrance was hidden under a fallen tree. Inside, it was dark but warm. They gave me water and food, strange, but still edible. As I ate, I asked again, what happened to the world? Why is everything like this? The leader looked sad. A virus came. It changed everything. People tried to fight it. But the virus was smart. It destroyed cities, governments, even time. Time? I asked, confused. Yes. The virus was not normal. It affected reality. People froze, disappeared, or changed. I tried to understand. So, the freezing experiment. It wasn't just me? No, the leader said. Many were frozen. But not all woke up. Some were lost in time. I felt a cold fear. If the virus changed reality, if time was broken, what was waiting for me in this new world? The leader sighed. You need to rest. Tomorrow, we will show you more. I nodded, but my mind was racing. As I lay down, I thought about my family, my old life, and the promise of waking up in a better future. But this future was nothing like I imagined. The next morning, I woke up in the dim light of the bunker. The strange people were already awake, preparing for the day. The leader came to me. You need to see what's left of the world. I hesitated but nodded. I had to face the truth. We left the bunker and climbed a ruined hill nearby. From the top, I saw the city, or what was left of it. Empty streets stretched out like cracked scars across the land. Buildings were skeletons, half buried in dust and ash. But what caught my attention was the sky. A thick, dark cloud covered everything. No sun, no stars. Just a heavy, gray fog that seemed to swallow light itself. How long has it been like this? I asked. Almost 60 years, the leader said. Since the virus broke the world. As we walked back, he explained more. The virus was no ordinary disease. It was made, a weapon designed to change everything. Time, space, even reality itself. I couldn't believe it. How could a virus do that? But why? I asked. Power. Control. Someone wanted to reset the world. Erase the past, and start again. I shivered. Could this all be true? Was I just a pawn in a game I didn't understand? Then, I noticed movement in the shadows, small, quick creatures watching us from a distance. Be careful, the leader warned. They are not friendly. I felt eyes on me. The air was thick with danger. Back in the bunker, I couldn't sleep. My mind was full of questions. What happened to my family? Are they still alive? Is there any hope left for me, for the world? I was about to find out. That night, I heard noises outside the bunker, soft, scraping sounds, like nails on metal. My heart pounded. I looked through a crack in the wall and saw them, small figures, crawling in the shadows. Their skin was pale and thin, eyes shining with hunger. They weren't human anymore. I grabbed a piece of metal for protection. The leader saw my fear and said, "They are called the Lost. People changed by the virus. They want to destroy what's left." Suddenly, the Lost started banging on the bunker door. "Get ready," the leader shouted. We fought hard. I never imagined fighting creatures like this, half human, half monster. After what felt like hours, the banging stopped. Silence came back. I was shaking. Why do they hate us? I asked. Because we remember. Because we are alive. The next day, we left the bunker to find other survivors. But everywhere, I saw the same horror. Ruined cities, empty streets, and the lost lurking in the dark. I realized then, this world was a trap. A world frozen in fear and darkness. And I was its unwilling prisoner. After days of walking through the ruins with the survivors, I began to learn more about the virus that destroyed everything. They called it the Eclipse virus. It was created in a secret lab, meant to be a weapon, powerful enough to change reality itself. At first, it was supposed to freeze time, stop people from aging, and prevent disease. But something went horribly wrong. The virus mutated. It spread uncontrollably, infecting everything it touched. It didn't just kill people, it changed them. The lost were once humans like me. But the virus corrupted their bodies and minds. Some survivors tried to fight it with medicine and technology, but nothing worked. The world fell into chaos. Governments collapsed, cities burned, and hope disappeared. I asked, "Is there any cure?" The leader shook his head slowly. "Not yet. But there is a rumor, a place where the virus started. Maybe there is a way to stop it there." A spark of hope flickered inside me. If I could find that place, maybe I could save what's left of humanity. Maybe I could find my family. But the journey would be dangerous. The lost were everywhere. And time itself seemed to be breaking around us. I took a deep breath. I had to try. Early the next morning, I packed what little I had. The leader and a few others decided to come with me. The air was cold and thick with fog. Every step felt heavy, like the world itself was trying to stop us. We moved quietly through the ruins, always alert. The lost could attack at any moment. The path was difficult. Broken roads, collapsed buildings, and strange, glowing plants covered the ground. I asked, "What are those plants?" The leader looked at them carefully. "Mutations from the virus. They feed on light and time." It was hard to believe, but this world was far from normal. At night, we camped in an old underground station. The darkness was thick, and strange sounds echoed all around. I lay awake, thinking about the past, my life before freezing, my family, and the world I lost. Could I really save anything from this nightmare? The next day, we found an old map. It showed a location far to the north, the place where the Eclipse virus was created. Our hope and fear grew at the same time. "We have to be careful," the leader said. "The closer we get, the stronger the virus's power." I nodded, feeling the weight of the mission on my shoulders. This was more than a journey. It was a race against time. The further we traveled north, the more the world seemed to decay. Trees withered, the sky darkened even more, and a strange silence followed us like a shadow. The lost grew restless. They appeared more often, their glowing eyes watching us from the darkness. One night, we were attacked. They came from all sides, moving quickly and silently. We fought desperately, but it was clear, this was only the beginning. After the fight, I realized something worse. The virus was spreading faster here. The ground beneath us seemed to pulse, and strange cracks appeared in the air. "Reality is breaking," the leader said. I looked around, feeling dizzy. "What does that mean?" I asked. "It means time and space are losing their hold. We could be trapped in a loop, or worse." I swallowed hard. Our mission was not just dangerous. It was terrifying. But I couldn't turn back. I had to find the truth. After days of travel, we finally reached the outskirts of the place shown on the map, an old, abandoned research facility hidden deep in the mountains. The building was huge but crumbled, covered with strange black vines that seemed to pulse with life. I felt a chill as we stepped inside. The air was thick, filled with the scent of chemicals and decay. Inside, machines were still humming softly, like the place was waiting for us. Screens flickered with strange symbols, and shadows moved in the corners. The leader whispered, "This is where it all began. The Eclipse virus was created here." I walked deeper, my heart pounding. Then, I found a journal, dusty and old. It belonged to a scientist who worked on the virus. The notes told a story of desperation and madness. The scientist wrote about a weapon designed to control time and life, but warned that it was too dangerous to use. They wrote about a failed experiment, something that broke the world. And then, a final line: if this falls into the wrong hands, all will be lost. Suddenly, alarms blared. The facility came alive. We weren't alone. The alarms echoed through the empty halls, shaking dust from the ceiling. Red lights flashed, casting eerie shadows on the walls. "We need to move," the leader shouted. We ran through dark corridors, dodging broken equipment and pools of strange liquid. Then, we heard it, a deep, mechanical roar. From the shadows emerged a giant machine, alive and pulsing with energy. Its eyes glowed red, and it moved like a beast. "The Guardian," the leader whispered. "Built to protect the virus's secret." We fought desperately, but the machine was powerful. I barely dodged its crushing arms. The others were hurt, but we kept moving forward. I knew we had to reach the core of the lab, where the virus was still active. Suddenly, I saw a glowing container. Inside, a dark, swirling mist, the virus itself. I reached out, trembling. Could this be the key to stopping everything? Or the final curse? I stared at the swirling mist inside the glowing container. My hands trembled. Could this virus save the world? Or would it destroy everything completely? The leader shouted, "We can use it to create a cure." "But it's dangerous." I thought about my family, the people lost to the virus, and the broken world outside. Then, a voice echoed in my mind, the voice of the scientist from the journal. "If this falls into the wrong hands, all will be lost." Suddenly, the Guardian crashed through the wall again, its red eyes burning with rage. "We don't have much time," the leader said. I had to decide, destroy the virus, or try to control it. With a deep breath, I reached out and grabbed the container. The mist swirled faster, reacting to my touch. Power surged through me, terrifying, and yet strangely familiar. I knew this was only the beginning. The moment I touched the container, energy flowed into me like lightning. I felt the virus inside, alive and changing everything around me. The Guardian roared again, closing in fast. "Use it," the leader shouted. I closed my eyes and focused. Suddenly, the virus responded to my thoughts. I could feel time slowing, the air bending around me. With a burst of power, I pushed the Guardian back. We ran through the crumbling halls, the virus's energy protecting us. But I knew this power was dangerous. If I lost control, it could consume me, or worse. Outside, the world waited, broken, dark, and full of threats. As we escaped the lab, I looked back once. The place where the virus was born, a place I hoped to destroy one day. But for now, I had to survive. The moment we burst out of the lab, the sky cracked with dark energy. The Lost were waiting, their glowing eyes filling the horizon. They howled, rushing toward us like a wave of death. I felt the virus's power thrumming inside me, wild, unpredictable. "Run!" the leader screamed. We dashed through the ruined city, dodging debris and fallen structures. The Lost chased us relentlessly, their snarls echoing in the cold air. I focused, trying to control the virus's energy. With a sharp thought, I sent a wave of light crashing into the nearest attackers. They fell back, screaming in pain. But more came, endless, terrifying. My body was trembling. Could I keep this up? Could I survive in this broken world? Ahead, I saw a broken bridge, our only way out. I pushed harder, the virus's power fueling my legs. We jumped just as the Lost reached us. The bridge collapsed behind us, cutting off our pursuers. Breathing hard, I looked at my companions. "We made it," I whispered. But deep inside, I knew the real fight was just beginning. After escaping the Lost, we found a quiet place to rest, an old, abandoned house hidden among twisted trees. For the first time in weeks, I felt safe enough to think about my past. I closed my eyes and let the memories come. I remembered the day I agreed to be frozen. The fear in my family's eyes, the promises of a better future. I remembered the cold chamber, the last faces I saw. And then, nothing. Waking up in this broken world was like a nightmare. But sometimes, flashes of memories came back, strange visions of places and people I didn't recognize. One night, I dreamed of a woman. She was smiling, but her eyes were filled with sorrow. "Find me," she whispered. I woke up sweating, my heart pounding. Could she be real? Or just a memory twisted by the virus? I knew one thing: I had to find out. My past was a key to the future. After days of restless travel and endless danger, I finally found the place I had seen in my dreams, a small, hidden settlement deep in the ruins. There, among the broken walls and faded memories, stood a woman. Her eyes were tired but full of hope. It was her. She told me her name was Maya, someone I loved, someone I thought I'd lost forever. She had been part of a secret group fighting the virus from the inside. Together, we uncovered the truth. The virus was not just a weapon, it was a test. A way to challenge humanity, to see if we could survive and rebuild. But the real enemy was not the virus or the Lost. It was the fear inside us all. The fear that made people give up, that made them lose hope. With the power I held, the virus's energy, and Maya's strength, we decided to fight back. Not with weapons, but with hope. We worked to heal the broken world, to bring light to the darkness. Slowly, the sky began to clear. The Lost, once mindless and angry, started to regain pieces of themselves. It wasn't easy. The journey was long, and the danger never truly left. But for the first time since I woke up, I felt something real, a future worth fighting for. I froze in 2026, expecting to wake in a better world. I woke up in a nightmare. But I chose to make it a new beginning. The end.